Records is here with Frantic Romantic. How are you guys doing today?
Excellent. How are you?
We're doing really good.
Thanks for having us on.
Yes.
Not a problem. So tell me a little bit about tell me a little bit about you guys.
Sure. Uh, well, we are Frantic Romantic. I'm the lead singer. Zeke here is our bassist. We have been around for a few years. We changed our name to Frantic Romantic in 2018. So, for the sake of simplicity, I'd say we've been around since 2018. We're from California. Actually, there's been a bit of a long distance relationship that we've had. Some of us are in San Jose, some of us are in Los Angeles. But it's a short drive, maybe I don't know, 4 or 5 hours up to 5, and yeah, we make it work. We used to be kind of a strictly alternative rock band. Now we're delving more into electronic elements. We've really taken an interest in cyberpunk and kind of incorporating the imagery of cyberpunk and the feel of cyberpunk back into our music. So, that means studying a lot of film and a lot of fiction in general, kind of circling around cyberpunk and sort of, I don't know, fitting it back into these new tracks that we've been working on since, obviously 2020 has been an odd year. No one's been able to do any shows really, especially in California. And so we've taken that time to just kind of buckle down and write our new album, which we'll be putting out next year.
Are you putting out a full album or is it an EP or?
Well, I will say that it's probably going to be about 14 to 16 tracks, but it's not. I don't want to give away too much, but it's not. It's not a full length album. We're going to do something very different and something a little bit surprising, hopefully, for our audience.
Now, how many of you are there in the band?
Right now, we have 4 members. We are in the process of hiring on a new drummer. In the meantime, we've been working with some session drummers just to kind of get the songs situated. So that's been good. Luckily, Los Angeles sort of has a wide range of starving musicians like ourselves that are looking for projects. So, but we kind of took the stance that we want to put the album together first, and then once the album's put together and we're ready to hit the road, that's when we would get a full-time drummer and kind of avoid a situation where there's too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to writing, and just figured it'd be easier.
Right. So did you get any gigs this summer or this year?
Oh, we played one show right before everything shut down. That was March 7th. We played a show March 7th, and I remember right after that weekend, that's when my workplace kind of, they shut down and went remote. Zeke, I don't know. I'd actually like to hear more about your experience, Zeke, because I know we played that show that weekend, and as far as I know, statewide, everything just kind of went crazy, right?
Yeah. There was rumors around work that we were going to shut down soon after, because I think it was about a week after we played that show, right? That everything kind of shifted over.
Right.
Full on COVID. I was off work, I believe, for about 2.5 months, and then I went to work shortly after that. But it was a scary time, really. I know we had a lot of plans. I know we were planning to go down to TJ and play a couple shows down there, go further down to Mexico, but just that one show. I mean, it was a little bit of taste for the year, but it was memorable. I still think about it. I can't wait till we pick up.
Do you guys perform in your sunglasses?
Oh, always.
Do you?
Yes. Yeah.
Even when it's dark?
What's that?
Even when it's dark.
Oh yes, our number one rule.
That's awesome.
I actually, everybody we work with, because it's a lot of Zoom calls and stuff now, so working with PR and working with, managers and stuff. I've made a point at least to never take these off, um, and our PR person had been working for us for maybe 2 or 3 months and just never saw me without my sunglasses on. And then one night I had to take them off for some reason, and I was so bummed out because, you know, the secret was unveiled. Yeah.
Who is this? Who is this strange person?
Yeah. Yeah, for a second there, I forgot how Mike's eyes actually look like, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, if you're familiar with X-Men, my favorite character in X-Men is Cyclops,
yeah.
and he's got these on always. So I figured, well, as homage to X-Men, I think I'll just keep these on.
Mm. You're taking a shower, you have them on.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourselves. What have you done in the past as far as music wise?
Sure, absolutely. Zeke, how about you? How about you start?
Yeah, well, I first started playing guitar at the age of 15. My father and my brother, they both played um, various instruments. My dad taught me how to play guitar. Um, and then from there, I kind of messed around with the keyboards. Songwriting came into it because I love to write poetry. Um, and then eventually I wanted to transfer it over to music. So it was very natural to me, and I love doing it. Been in a couple other bands. I've sang for some bands. I played keyboards for others, but for this band in particular, I play bass, and I love it. I really do love it. I've only had one show with Frantic Romantic, but looking forward to other ones.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, Zeke's a cool dude. I've been real happy that he's been in the band, and it's unfortunate that we've only had that one show together.
And he's been in the
But
band for how long?
Zeke,
Roughly about a year. Yeah,
About a
yeah,
year.
about a year.
yeah. He joined on, I think, in November or December of 2019,
There you go. Yeah, it was
something
December.
like that. Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary.
Oh, I know, right? Thank you.
So tell me about you.
Yeah. Sure, absolutely. I got into music late. I started collecting and listening and having an interest in music maybe in 8th grade, which I think is actually pretty late. But I have an older brother that's about 4 years older than me, and he was always giving me, the stuff that already passed the cool filter. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think from the very beginning, I got an interesting taste of like, one of my first albums was Red Hot Chili Peppers album. Another one was Soundgarden, Stone
Very
Temple
nice.
Pilots.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I don't know. What I love about music in general is just how offbeat bands are.
Right.
You don't have to be like, it's these folks that are just kind of weird and different and interesting, and especially singers. I thought singers were really interesting. So I just, on a lark, I was just like, well, I want to be a singer. I don't know. So yeah, I started doing band stuff in maybe 8th grade, and
Were you in band in high school?
well, I was in a band. Yeah.
Okay. Did you join the choir?
No,
No.
no. I have taken like vocal training classes and stuff, but as far as like performance stuff, it's always ever just been bands, putting together bands. So much like Zeke, I mean, there's been a few different bands I've been in. I'm definitely not a jack of all trades like Zeke is here. He seems to know how to do pretty much everything, which is awesome. For me, I just always felt like I'd be the egotistical center of attention, I guess. um, but yeah, it's been fun, and I just turned 34, and I think being in a band in your 30s, it's a lot less about whatever trying to be famous or trying to be loved or trying to be known. And it's a lot more about just like getting together with your friends, making some music that you could be proud of, and yeah, it's very friendship based. It's I wouldn't be doing this with Zeke and Ruben, our guitarist who couldn't make it tonight. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for feeling like I had a strong friendship with the two of them. So.
Now, how did you come up with the name Frantic Romantic?
uh, well, so our band has multiple lyric writers, and it's great, actually. I think it's really cool. Before this, I was always the lyric writer, and coming into this band, it was an adjustment. But what made it great was the other lyric writers in the band are very talented, and they know how to write for me. Um, so some of the other lyric writers, unfortunately, Ruben again couldn't make it tonight, but he writes very romantic lyrics. He writes very uplifting, more kind of optimistic, vulnerable, sensitive lyrics.
Okay.
And for me, I tend to write angrier, more manic type lyrics. So we thought of this kind of just this dichotomy. Frantic Romantic. You're going to hear both these things if you listen to our music.
Oh, that's cool. So that's how you just sat down and thought about it, huh?
Yeah. Well, there was about like 200 names that we put down, and then a lot of arguing, and then I think Frantic Romantic was the one that eventually, everything kind of just
merged
made
out.
sense with that. Yeah.
Now you said you're putting out a new album soon. Now, do you have another album out, or you just have some singles out, or?
Well, we've over the last few years, we've put out a total of 2 full-length albums. So we have 27 songs that are originals, and we have 1 cover that we put out as a music video and as a single, which was "Ready to Go" by Republica. I don't know if you remember them from the 90s.
Not that I can remember.
Yeah, they were like a one-hit wonder, so totally fine. But yeah, we have like 27 songs in our library, and I guess even more after this next year.
Okay, so I got a question for both of you, and I'm getting everybody with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so out of all the songs that you've created, what is your favorite one?
What do you think, Zeke?
Well, you got your own pick.
Oh man, that's tough. I can only really speak for the moment, just kind of what comes to my mind right now. There's a song we have called "Silent Dance," and we actually haven't played it live in a very long time. But that song, playing that song, being able to sing that song and play that song, was always very comfortable and always a lot of fun for me to do. So I would say my pick is the song called "Silent Dance."
What about you, Zeke?
Well, for me, it's a song that was created when I wasn't part of the band yet, but I remember the first time hearing it and the first time watching the music video for it, I was blown away by it. It's Made of Glass, and the video for it's stellar. It's awesome. And I remember practicing that song and playing it live with you guys, man. It was awesome for me. It was an experience. That song for some reason gets me all pumped up, Um, it just kind of captures a moment of trying to discover who you are. Of course, that song probably means different things for different people, but for me, it's kind of like captured in that moment of youth of trying to find out, trying to grasp onto to life, head on
Mm,
by the horns, basically. Yeah, but
cool,
yeah,
man.
made of glass.
All right. At least it's anonymous. Unanimous. So after COVID, you guys planning to tour big or?
Well, yeah, the interesting thing is, and it talking about it now, it always kind of, whenever I mention sort of what our plans were before COVID, it always seems very far fetched, but we had a plan for 2020 to uh, sort of tour up the coast of California into Washington Oregon, then Washington. But then also we've had a lot of groundswell in Mexico and in Latin America in general, and we had played a few shows in Tijuana in 2019 and got just a really great reception. And people down there are really nice and friendly, and we're just jazzed to be there. We wanted to go deeper into Mexico. We wanted to go into Mexico City because we hear that's sort of a kind of a big deal when it comes to music. It's a very music centric city, and we were hoping to go into Mexico City. So I think plans for 2021, but just maybe how things end up in 2021. I mean, we might be planning for 2022. I don't know, but as soon as we can, I think it would be great to kind of just put those plans that we had on hold, just hopefully resume that. Yeah.
I like to see because they're starting to give those coronavirus vaccines. I like to see how that's going to go.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Um,
I saw
and
it
it seemed,
all over Facebook today. People getting shot.
yeah, yeah, it's coming out fast. I'm actually surprised. I had heard June or July or whatever, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens kind of in the next few months.
Yeah, I saw in where my Ohio my license is at. They said that they put a sign up said that they're giving you till July to renew your license and tags and stuff
Oh,
Wow.
because they're giving out the shots and stuff. People didn't want to go out in the public, so that's why they haven't been able to.
oh,
Some people haven't been able to renew anything, which
I see.
I totally understand because I worked at Dollar General and that was scary.
Right. Yeah. 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 It's I think no matter, because there's definitely a ton of people that sort of see this whole thing in a ton of different ways. But I think one unifying factor is all of us will remember this year for the rest of our lives,
Right?
and
Yeah, that's for sure.
it'll be something that hopefully doesn't happen again, but you never know. And I think it'll be a nice moment when I think people are able to see all those folks that they haven't seen in a long time. There's a lot of friends I haven't seen in a long time. Family I haven't been able to see in a long time, and
Absolutely.
um, yeah, looking forward to that day.
Now, did you ever think about coming to Texas to perform?
Oh, I would love to.
You said you were just here.
Yeah, yeah. So my girlfriend's family, the rest of her family lives in Houston, and we spent a Christmas there back in 2018. So we were there for about 2 weeks, and we went into Austin. We checked out. I think it's like Sixth Street, which is known for a bunch of music stuff. We actually went into this bar that had dueling pianists, so just playing songs back and forth, and everybody's having a really great time. And Texas is cool. It's weird. California and Texas, they've always had a bit of a thing, you know. But I'm in love with Texas. Yeah, I would go to Texas anytime.
Well, I know Texas has a there's a lot more people down here as far as music, like California. California's the same way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love Texas. I got family down there. Um, I went a couple years ago too. I went to San Angelo and San Antonio, around that area.
Mm.
It's beautiful. I like it. It's pretty hot, but it's bearable. It's all good.
Well, it's not too bad in the winter. It's like 50 to 70s.
That's perfect. Yeah, yeah. That's
I
what
can
Bay
be-
Area weather used to be like.
Yeah.
So how did you both live in California, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, how did any of you guys get affected from that fire?
Oh, um, down in Los Angeles, not so much. Zeke, I know up in your neck of the woods though. I don't know
Yeah, it
how
was
are
pretty
things.
bad. I had a few relatives that had to move from their area because they live closer to the mountains, but I wasn't directly affected by it. Um, but the sky was pretty red and pretty ugly for a good while, for at least 2 weeks there. It was all that smoke, you know.
Right.
You could go outside, you could see all the ash on the car, you know.
Hmm.
It got
Well,
pretty bad.
the funny thing is that smoke went all through the United States because everybody was telling me they saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. If you look at like satellite photos and stuff, yeah, yeah.
And we were getting sand. We had a sandstorm from wherever it was over the summer. Came across
Oh,
the ocean. Yeah, it was like a big. I
whoa.
don't know if you remember hearing about that or not.
I did. Yeah, I got a question about. So how did that happen? Because it came from like the Sahara or something,
Yeah,
right?
it was just a little hazy. I mean, if you have bad sinuses, of course, it's gonna affect you because you make you sneeze and allergies. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because obviously, I just moved down here and I didn't know what to plan for that. I figured it'd be like, really hazy, but it wasn't that bad actually.
Mm. That's a trip, though. I mean, going all the way from the Sahara Desert
I
into
know. I'm like, how in the heck is it going that far? I'm like,
it's
and, I, and
impressive.
Crazy.
the funny thing is it rains over the ocean. So how are you supposed to tell me that it makes it all here? So that got
Yeah.
me. I'm like, it rains and it goes in the ocean. I mean, I don't understand.
It was just a very lucky sandstorm, I guess. Just very lucky.
I'm telling you, I'm waiting until 2021 because this year's stunk.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's weird. One of the things I find the weirdest is people will ask me, "Oh, what did you do over the weekend?" Nothing.
Same thing I've been doing for the last 8 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to
And
stay
everybody
away
thought it was.
from everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Trying to stay away from everybody.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It's
what do you?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. You were talking.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's been an odd year. I feel like days are kind of on repeat. You kind of lose sense of time. Um, I feel like a lot of events that happened maybe 8 or 9 months ago. I mean, they could have happened weeks ago, right? Just
Right.
because it's. Anyways.
So how often do you guys perform together? Practice.
Well, usually, so we set up a deal because so half the bands in San Jose and half the bands in Los Angeles, and those are about 5 hours away from each other. So what we had set up was, me and the guitarist that live down here, we would have and will again maybe meet up every week, and then Zeke and the rest of the folks up in San Jose would meet up every week, and then once a month we would take turns, right? So once a month, the guitarist and I would go up to San Jose to rehearse with the rest of the band, and then once a month they would come down to LA and rehearse with us. So very complicated, but you know, uh, we make do. And plus, it my parents are in the Bay Area, so it gives me a chance to kind of catch up with them. And you know, Zeke, for example, he has family down here, so I'm sure he'd be visiting them when he comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your shades, Zeke. I don't know where you got them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Actually, my wife ordered them on Amazon, and then when I first saw them, I'm like, I don't like those. I can't even see through them. You know. I remember taking them.
Kind of reminds me of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was wearing
Yeah.
those glasses.
The futuristic
Yeah.
ones. Yeah. I can't really
Yeah.
see out of these, to be honest. They're super dark, so I'm barely. But they look cool, so why not?
Yeah, they do look cool.
Yeah, they work for you, man. It's really
Thank you,
cool.
thank you.
So where can people find your music at?
Well, we're on the big platforms there, right? Spotify. If you just type in Frantic Romantic in Spotify, we have our own website, franticromanticmusic.com, which has pretty much everything. We have a YouTube channel, and our YouTube channel has 11 music video or 12 music videos now. So that's been a lot of fun putting those together. And we actually do interviews with other bands sometimes, and we have those up on there too. And Deezer, of course, we're on Deezer.
Easier.
Amazon Music, you know, you name it. The whole spectrum of internet providers, internet content providers.
Okay, Mike. As in a whole, what is a big goal that you want to accomplish with your band?
Oh man. Really, I think what would be a real dream come true, what would be a real fun thing is it could, if I just didn't have to have a day job, you know, if doing band stuff and really in general just entertainment, um if I could just create content, you know, I think that would be a real trip, you know, that'd be a real cool thing.
What about you, Zeke?
I think the same thing, to be able to make a living off of doing what you love, you know, and then being able to spend time with my family um, when I wanted to. So, but of course, being on tour, you know, I'll be with my brothers, of course.
Right.
So that'd be a great thing.
Did you guys ever think about going overseas?
Oh, I'd love to.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Europe, Japan. Honestly, Japan seems like a cool place to go. And Australia, Japan, New Zealand, that whole section of the world, I think I'd be really interested in.
North Korea.
North Korea.
That's a first one.
I know, right? Like, no, I don't want to stay here. I just want to play here. That's all.
Well, see, I met a lot of people from all over so far. Ever since I started doing this, this is my second week doing it, and I mean, I met like people from Canada and UK and Italy, and this is really neat. I really love this.
Yeah, I've been watching the interviews. You post them up on LA Musicians. Yeah.
Yeah, I put them one every day.
Yeah, it's been cool. Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I'm eager to do that thing in January.
Yeah. We should talk more about that. Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah, we may be interested in that.
Okay, because I would love to. The more material I get, the longer I can go, and I really want to go live for a long time. I like a couple. Right, I think I have enough now for a little over an hour.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
And like I said, I'm going to go live on Facebook because I got almost 2,900 subscribers right now on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Have you both liked my page?
I think I did. Yeah.
I'm going to
definitely,
now.
Yeah.
Definitely, and make sure you go to my YouTube and subscribe to both of you.
Oh, cool. What's is it the same name for YouTube?
Yep, Wolfbear Records.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, check it out. I drop an interview every day. I have a very short one going up tomorrow. I mean, it's not even 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Is it gonna
Well,
be this one?
no, 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 no.
You
We've
gonna
already
edit
gone
it?
over 30 minutes. No, no, I had people out here were working on the internet at the time when
Mm.
I did my interview, and I had to cut it short. So oh,
Ah,
I definitely will hook up with them again down the road, just like I do with everybody else. Keep up with everybody, ask new questions.
yeah.
That's
Well,
cool.
it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I feel like I made a new friend today. So,
Me too. Same thing with you, Zeke.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, anything else you got to add? Any other news or?
well, yeah, we're coming out with new music next year. We're really excited about it. We've put a lot of love into our songs. We'll continue to be putting out music videos also, and we're really looking forward to doing the live show again. And again, thank you to you, Fran, for having us on. We definitely would love to share this interview and support you however we can. So,
All right, awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Anything from you, Ezekiel?
Oh yeah, definitely check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Frantic Romantic Music. Like, share, comment,
And subscribe.
and subscribe.
All
That was
right.
an important one that I missed.
Yeah, I know. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me.
All right.
thank you for having us.
You have a great evening.